Weekend Review. Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and it's weekend review time, but I do have a few shout outs, recommendations, and some news of my own before I dabble up into the news of the week that I want to talk about first. So the first one is I want to say thanks to Hale and Place. She's a subscriber of mine, or he, or whatever, is a subscriber of mine that threw me out some Disney points and stuff for free and gave me those, and I really appreciate that. Another actually YouTube channel I want to bring to your attention is Snit Vlogski. I'll leave a link to their channel, but they sent me this shirt and I've been meaning to thank them for it on here, and I haven't. But check out their channel. I enjoy watching it, and I try to interact with them as much as I can about some stuff whenever I actually have the time to catch some of their live shows and stuff like that. It's a fun channel. Go over there and subscribe, definitely. And also another good channel to check out is The Hungry Life. I know her personally, and she does a fantastic job showing you how to cook some dishes and stuff. It's real simple, real easy, and I don't even want to look at them right now because I'm on this juice fast, and I would want to eat it if I saw it. So, but her link to her channel is in the description also, so go and subscribe to that one too. And also go check my friend Sam Lott's YouTube channel out and subscribe to it, as well as all the rest of them I've told you about. And you're like, what? You're just trying to get... No, these are good channels. And also, I'll leave a link to Play Fourth. Now, Play Fourth used to be called Roll Method. He changed his name to Play Fourth. He's mainly going to do like anything with games, and his wife does stuff on there about books and stuff. But he does D&D stuff. I'm going to go over to his house this week and vlog a little bit about gaming. It would be my first time ever doing a D&D kind of thing, so I'm going to go over there with him. He's going to walk me through, and I'm going to learn how to do that for the first time. And then the week after that, whenever all his friends and stuff come over for their weekly stuff or whatever it is that they do, I'll be there for that. And I'm going to try to video that and stuff. I don't know, but I know I'll probably video this week. And it'll be like a vlog style, because I'm vlogging this week because I'm on a juice fast. And I thought it's a 7-day juice fast, so no foods for 7 days. So if my stomach growls through the mic, that's what it is. It's not me passing gas, I swear. We will have fun doing that, I'm sure. I love anything that has to do with imagination and storytelling, stuff like that. So it's my first time, so I think I'll have fun with it. But anyway, check out Snit Vlogski and Play Fourth. I'll leave those channel links down there. Subscribe to them. Oh, and also before I forget, I'll be going to Chicago here in about a month. The original intent of going to Chicago was for my bachelor party, and that still is the intent, but the original thing was going to Bruce Campbell's Horror Fest, which he canceled, and then I thought that was it, so we changed the hotel to downtown Chicago. Apparently they've come up with this Fan Fest thing to take its place, which is a 2-day thing instead of the 3-day original. So I'll be taking the train back down to next to the airport where the Civic Center is, and I'll go one day. We'll all go one day to that Fan Fest, I think. If that's the case, I'll try to do a video and mingle and stuff. I may not take as much equipment as I originally planned because the hotel was going to be across from it. I may or may not. It may be a vlog style thing, but it will be Fan Fest, and I'll have that like a separate video for Fan Fest Chicago. I'm going to try to interview some people about it because I know they purchased tickets to go see Bruce Campbell. I want to get their thoughts, how they like that thrown together event. So I'm excited about that. Now I'm done with that stuff, so let's go into the news from the week. And Kanye West is still a douchebag. He tried to get up on stage with Beck at the Grammys. He decided not to because he has a daughter or whatever it is, and a wife, and a clothing line, he said. But he thought that Beck should hand his award to Beyonce. She deserved that over Beck. So he's an idiot. The Harry Potter star Michael Gambon, I think I said his last name right, I'm sure I did, is retiring from theater due to memory loss. And that's a pretty upsetting thing to happen, to have to do. You know, it's kind of a sad thing. He's a great actor. Miss him very much. Anyway, Sony chair Amy Pascal steps down in wake of the hack attack. That was probably expected. And also, another thing, have you ever like been in someone's presence where you're like, that's the guy, that's the role model, that's the epitome of what I am supposed to be as an adult, trustworthy, dependable, everything that you want yourself to be, and surely to God, everyone you know, your kids or whatever else. And just to give you a little bit of insight before I explain who this guy is, I'm going to tell you his accomplishments, okay? First off, he has defended the city single-handedly against terrorists. He actually was the shark to the left of Katy Perry. I had no idea. He's also a world-class champion boxer. Genius. Used to be the original lead singer for the Beatles. Also, he played Rose. He was actually Rose's stunt double in the Titanic. That's amazing. He's also like a general of another country. I think it's like some kind of Korean country. I didn't know that at all. On the moon. He actually did a news conference on the moon. He was also a stunt double in the movie Forrest Gump. Him and Snoop Dogg, he is actually Snoop Dogg's head writer for all of the songs. He was in the car with JFK whenever he got assassinated. And he was actually with Tupac whenever he got shot. He stormed the beaches during D-Day. He was there the day the Hindenburg blimp went down. He wrote all of Lincoln's speeches for him. And he actually was on the mountain, got the Ten Commandments, carried them down, and handed them to Moses. And lastly, he was in a helicopter that had been hit by a grenade while in Iraq in 2003. This guy is Brian Williams, the epitome of honesty. But all joking aside, he took time off this week for lying about the last thing I mentioned because he got totally called out on that, and apparently he's been telling this lie for like a decade. I think his excuse was like, hey, it's been 12 years, all this kind of stuff happens, you forget stuff, whatever. Yeah, well, he's taken several days off from news, and they may terminate him, but I think they're #1 in ratings and stuff like that, so I highly doubt they will. But that was an insane move on his part. Stuff like that can be proved very easily. What an idiot. And the survivor of the USS Arizona from Pearl Harbor attack dies at 100 years old. What an awesome accomplishment on his part to live such a long and healthy life. And I'm so glad that he was able to live that long. It's a horrific thing that happened. It's one of the things I want to go to and see before I die. It's definitely Pearl Harbor. I'd love to go down there and tour that. So on my list. And the jury is seated in the slaying of the American sniper Arthur. Now, everybody knows that's Chris Kyle. Well, his killer, apparently the trial is about to take place, so that's a big plus. I'm really interested in figuring this out and like getting into that guy, the killer's mindset. Like, what was the point? I'm really looking forward to seeing this case unravel and figure out what in the heck's going on with it. Well, an Indian woman gave birth to healthy twins. Now, what's the big deal with that? Well, they discovered she had mostly male chromosomes, and she was able to give birth to healthy twins. It says she underwent 12 months of hormonal and other medical treatments to develop her infantile uterus to allow her to eventually carry and give birth on Friday to a boy and a girl. It says she did not undergo puberty and never menstruated. When we investigated further, we found that she had a very small vagina and an infantile uterus. And her husband's sperm was used to fertilize a donor egg, which was then implanted in the woman's now developed uterus. That's insane, like how doctors can do all this stuff. But, she had twins, so hey, plus for that. Rescuers save a swan after its bill is frozen shut. Now that's freaking cold. This is a pretty interesting story that kind of disturbed me to no end, okay? This guy had a baby. The doctors were acting all crazy. He kind of followed them out into the hallway. What's going on? I want to see my baby. Well, they took him into another room, got to see the baby. Well, the baby had Down syndrome. The dad was like, yeah, hey, that's great. But right then and there, he got the ultimatum from his wife. She told him, if you keep it, we're going to get a divorce. That is insane. That's your child. You automatically have that attachment regardless of what's wrong with the baby. I mean, that to me, that's insane, but he's going to keep the baby, and I guess they're getting a divorce. That's just a crazy thing I wanted to mention. It's kind of a sad situation. She obviously didn't love him anyway, and that was an easy out for her. Apparently, there was a 2008 study carried out by the internal Pentagon think tank that says Putin has Asperger's. So Putin spokesman dismissed this stupid Asperger's claim, but I mean, I don't know if this is U.S. propaganda trying to leak out on purpose, saying this. Who knows? But we obviously think Putin has Asperger's. And I was debating on whether or not to put this in the movie, but I left it in the news because I thought it was just so ridiculous. But, you know, people can do whatever they want to do. A Captain America fan who is a Red Skull fan has, like, done his whole face tattooed and everything, cut his nose off and all to look like Red Skull. So, you know, that's crazy. I just think that's crazy, and I had to share that with you. Moving on into the tech world, now here in a few weeks, I believe the S6 is going to kind of fall out into the public finally, and we'll get to kind of see the specs and see what it looks like and all that. But there is a leaked frame shot, like the whole inside, the outer frame and stuff of it out. It's worried that due to that frame shot that they're saying that you're not going to be able to replace the battery in the S6. If that's the case, Samsung, I hate to see you go, but the S5, like I have an S4 now, I'm going to the S5 as soon as this one comes out, so it drops in price and I can get it. I always stay a generation behind. The S5 will be my last Samsung device. No-fly zone will allow you to establish a no-fly zone over your property. If you go to noflyzone.org, you can actually put in your domain, your home, your land, and you can declare it a no-fly zone. And there's other companies there's a lot of companies that's going to recognize people on that website and abide by that. So that's pretty cool. They don't have to, but it's pretty cool that you can say, my area is a no-fly zone. So make sure to go do that at noflyzone.org. Another thing about Samsung, I'm going to be Samsung out, and this is not on purpose. This is just stuff I ran across. There's 3 things. This is number 2. Samsung Smart TVs is spying on your personal conversations. Like, I'm not kidding. Listen to this. It says the company's voice recognition software allows viewers to communicate with their television by talking to it. Okay? It's enabled when a microphone symbol appears. Basically, instead of using a traditional remote control to change the channel, people could simply ask their Samsung TV to do it for them by uttering a few words, okay? What's the big deal with that? It's pointed out that sensitive information such as device identifiers, according to Samsung, could potentially be passed to law enforcement, advertisers, and other groups. If the transmission is not encrypted, a smart hacker could conceivably turn your TV into an eavesdropping device. So that's insane to me. That's crazy. And I know I have a Kinect now, and I have, not only do I have a listening device, also have a camera, but I think this is insane that Samsung's kind of admitting that, hey, it's possible, you know, this could happen, a law could pass, we could give over your device to eavesdrop on you for law enforcement, for hackers can get to it, and advertisers. What? It says, please be aware that your spoken words include personal or other sensitive information that information will be among the data captured and transmitted to a third party. Whew. Where is the privacy? Where is the regulations? Where's the stopping this from happening at? This is crazy to me. Okay, I think it was last Thursday. Yeah, I did a Throwback Thursday for a Neato vacuum cleaner, and I absolutely love those things to death. I have a Roomba and a Neato. A robot vacuum eats sleeping woman's hair. I mean, it's the title of this article. Apparently, she slept on the floor. This was in South Korea, and a Roomba got into her hair, sucked it all up in there, and authorities had to come get it out. That's chomped down on that thing pretty serious, and I kind of thought that they were supposed to grab something and then let it go, but apparently she was in some pain and had to call the authorities to get this Roomba off her head. It's crazy. Microsoft will finish Windows 10 in June, so now they're doing like these preview Windows 10 things that you can download for your operating system now, which is Windows 8 or whatever. But in June, it should be all complete. Windows 10 will be finished and available to purchase or download or whatever they're going to do with it. LG is jumping on the VR bandwagon, and if you have a G3, you can get for free a plastic, I mean, it looks nice, a plastic like headset thing you put your phone in. Now, this is taken from Google Cardboard. I actually have an older video. It's like the second one I've ever done or something video. And it's way, way down in there. But it's about Google Cardboard because I jumped on that real quick. Google Cardboard VR. And I bought it for like $10 or something, put it together. But you can actually, I think I have a link in the old video or something to where you can go and download like a PDF file on the blueprint for making your own out of cardboard. I mean, that's all it is. Real simple. And it just uses your cell phone like so. And you download the app. Everything's free. It goes in there. It's right distance away. You got like these little magnifiers here that make it all look like one image. It splits your phone image into two pieces for your left and right eye, but that lens there that you get with it helps. But anyway, $10. You can make it for free, and then you buy the little lenses for a couple bucks. Or if you're a G3 owner, you can get a plastic, nice looking one that's got holes for flash, camera, so you could probably like look around and look through your camera and take pictures through it where you're completely dark. That might work really well, I would think. Pull it up here. You know, you can see the image, the photo you're about to take, and the G3 has an awesome camera on it and an awesome screen, so I bet that thing looks like freaking great. And the last thing with Samsung, they're like taking over the world. They're trying to, apparently. And, I mean, I'm promoting it. I have this and some tablets by them, but my goodness. Russia is going to back Tizen operating system. Now, Tizen operating system is a Samsung operating system, and I think it was last month or so was their very first phone with a Tizen operating system on it. I think it was in Korea, North Korea, South Korea, one of those, somewhere over there. Or India or something like that they debuted that phone in. So it's not over here with that operating system because I don't think it would really stand a chance right now. So they're guinea pig and beta testing it over there, I guess. But you can find Tizen operating system on some of their smartwatches, and I think that's primarily what they're going to with it. This one's not. I don't think their first one or two watches was not, but the newer one has that Tizen operating system. Now, I'm Google invested, okay? I'm not Apple. I'm kind of Google Android invested. By that, you know, you buy apps and they're kind of good for life or something. It kind of bums me out now that we got a third player coming into it. On top of the whole TV thing, built-in battery, they're kind of creating this empire. At first, they were like, you know, here's some awesome features. You got expandable memory. You can put a micro SD card in. You can change your battery out. Everything it took for them to get to this point, they get to a point, now they want to take it all over and dictate on what you can do. You know, you can't swap a battery possibly with the S6, which means you're probably not going to be able to add expandable memory. That just kind of pisses me off a little bit. Stay the same. Stay what got you where you're at. If you want to explore this operating system, that's fine. I hate the TV idea about them being apparently cool with like leaking it to third-party advertisers. Hackers can get in there and law enforcement. I mean, whew, that's insane. And the whole phone battery thing. Anyway, so the last thing in tech is technically, yeah, it's tech. It's video game related, but I don't have much on the video game side. So, tech it is. Resident Evil Remastered breaks sales records. I mean, this thing came out like a month ago or so, and it is blowing up. It's the HD Remastered Resident Evil. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil. I remember that game like the back of my hand. I do need to purchase that. I'm a bad person for not, but I have such a backlog of video games. Like right now, I have The Evil Within. I still have to finish. I've been playing on that for like a month. I think I've got the whole Tomb Raider, whatever that is, game. I got to finish that. So I got a little backlog, but I will eventually get to that along the way. Alright, so on the movie side, the box office. The top movie from the weekend was the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. I love that. It made $55.37 million over the weekend. That's a fantastic opener. And I love the movie. I believe it was written by the original guys that done the first a few seasons or so of SpongeBob, and I think they dropped the creators of that, went somewhere with other writers or something. I'm just speaking off of memory. I don't know for sure, but I think this movie was done by the original creators and writers of SpongeBob, which is awesome. So I really want to see this movie. I'm a huge fan of the adult humor that's embedded into SpongeBob. I laugh, and that's all that matters. Number 2 is American Sniper. It made $23.29 million over the weekend, which is better than most openers I'll get to because I want to tell you about this. But the total gross for American Sniper is $281.39 million. They are definitely should be showing a good profit so far. I mean, that's awesome. Jupiter Ascending is number 3 with an opener of $18.37 million. I don't personally think that's very good for such a big budgeted movie. And from what I gather, the movie is absolute garbage. It's kind of bad. Like, they need to hire someone else to start writing their films or something, because it was pretty rough. And the bad thing is, the concept art for Jupiter Ascending is better than the film. Like, the lead guy, Channing Tatum's got like angel wings and stuff like that on the concept art. It told a greater story. It was a little more out there, but I think that's what that might have needed. I don't know. Just from all the reviews I've read and stuff, it's definitely on a renter's list for me. Nowhere near a theater or anything else, but it's pretty bad, I reckon. But I think some of the visuals and stuff are good, but it kind of, that's it. Number 4, though, is Seventh Son, which is a bad thing. It's like a little over $7 million is all it's made for its opener on the weekend. But man, SpongeBob just murdered it. That's awesome to take a couple of those action spots, and then SpongeBob just, what a good. I would have been nervous to come out amongst Seventh Son and Jupiter Ascending. That would have made me really nervous. But man, they killed it. Good job, guys. So David Cross has got his first film coming out. I think it's the 13th. Yeah, February 13th. It's called Hits. It's kind of about this guy standing up for his Berlin-type town that he lives in. He's trying to stand up for it. A YouTube video comes out. These guys see it. They want to come video and document it. It blows up. The hits keep going. It means hits, like viral hits. But the cool thing about David Cross's film is it's whatever you want to pay for it. You can download it off of BitTorrent for the first 2 weeks starting February 13th. And it's whatever you want to pay for it. Spider-Man will finally join Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is correct. Sony owns Spider-Man. Disney owns Marvel. They figured out how to conjoin themselves together, and this should be fantastic. Another thing that's pretty freaking fantastic to me, because I'm a super duper horror fan, Halloween is in the works. It's happening. It was kind of dropped off, I think. Now it's back. It is going. It's going to happen. And it has nothing to do with Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. It is not a remake, and it is not a reboot. I guess it's going to be a continuation of the original franchise, which is great. I love that. I don't know how many Walking Dead fans are there. I'm sure it's a ton. You got to be, right? Because it's an awesome show. Yes, it is an awesome show, but I tell you, last night before last, whenever this is you watch it, that Walking Dead show was one of my favorites ever, period. I mean, the cinematics on it, the storytelling, like how they started, everything. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but everything about that show was fantastic. It was well shot, well written, well acted. Everything about it was great. I think it was one of the best Walking Dead shows that's ever been. I loved it. I mean, I just sat there in awe about everything. I looked at every little thing about it along the way, and I diagnosed it as much as possible mentally. And in watching The Talking Dead, and you hear more come out about it. Oh man, it was just a great episode. Like 4 thumbs up. I have my toe thumbs up. After Images film, looking pretty spooky. It's a fantasy horror shot in 4K, and it's said to be paired with a graphic novel and an app that complements the film. So whenever this thing comes out, I'm definitely going to join the bandwagon on this and watch it, because this picture looks so freaking creepy. After Images. keep your ears up about that movie. And also, I'm a big fan of the Tremors movies. I just love the first one so much that you kind of watch the rest of them regardless how cheesy or corny that may be. But Tremors 5 is coming out this year, so expect to see that this October on Blu-ray. Constantine, if you're a fan of the show Constantine on NBC, it's more than likely going to be moving to Sci-Fi. It's got such a huge following fan base. Not huge, but just devoted. So they don't want to let it go because it has full potential. I kind of watched it for a little bit, fell off because I have so many other things going on. I didn't have time, but I have it all recorded, and I will play catch up to that. From what I could tell, everything was okay about it. I didn't mind the first couple episodes at all, but it has a good fan base. It more likely going to go to Sci-Fi and be rebranded as Hellblazer instead of Constantine. On a really happy good note, Mel Brooks hints at a Spaceballs sequel. On Adam Carell's paid subscription podcast, Take a Knee, last week, Brooks said he's hoping to get a sequel off the ground called Spaceballs: The Search for More Money after the release of Lucasfilm's Star Wars: The Force Awakens in December. So basically he's going to, like he did originally, he's going to make another comedy film, which I'm excited about, but it sucks about John Candy. But he's going to make another film and piggyback off of that, which I think will do great. And along the same lines of comedy, Zoolander 2 will finally begin filming this spring. It's been talked about for a while. I've heard a lot about it, but it's finally going to start filming, so that's a big plus. Black Panther has a November 3rd, 2017 release date. I'm excited about that too. As we already discussed, Spider-Man is going to join the Marvel Universe, which is fantastic. 50 Shades of Grey is going to be in IMAX, ladies, so get ready to see that in a big screen and crystal clear imaging. And also, don't forget about X-Men Apocalypse. Now, we've got a lot of time before that film hits theaters, but keep that in the back of your mind, too, about all these awesome movies rolling out. Just don't forget about that X-Men Apocalypse. It looks really good and sounds great. So, opening this week in theaters, of course, is 50 Shades of Grey. I personally have a feeling the movie's going to flop because of all the problems they said they had to do, reshoots for it, because the chemistry wasn't there between the two. So I just personally think it's going to be a flopper because it's rated R. And I haven't read the books, but from what I hear, it should be NC-17 or something crazy. Kingsman: The Secret Service. I'm super excited about this movie. It comes out this weekend, so really go see that over 50 Shades of Grey. Or I tell you what, the fellas can go see that. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Ladies, go see 50 Shades of Grey. You go home that night and have a blast. Alright, here's a movie that I watched this week that was absolutely terrible with the cast, with probably the budget. It should be like way better. Vice. Now, IMDb that if you want to, but it's got Bruce Willis, Thomas Jane, and Amber Childers. The movie was absolutely terrible. It was so amateur feeling, like the way it was shot. The acting was terrible. I mean, Bruce Willis did okay. I'm not sure about what Thomas Jane's character, like, he was playing outside of his comfort zone with that guy a little bit, or it's just the dialogue was that terrible. I think it was both or something. But and it was just bad all the way around. If you want to watch it, go ahead. Or if you've already seen it, well, then you understand what I'm talking about. But I just thought it was very amateur done. It was just not that great. But on a good note, I did watch a good film this week, and I recommend you all see it because it was up for some awards, and I think it deserves it. It was good. It was the Grand Budapest Hotel. I love. Now, the screenplay for it and all that wasn't that grand. It wasn't like anything genius about it. But the way it was shot, the acting of everybody in it, man, it was just awesome. Ray Fiennes just killed it on the acting side. But it was just a well-rounded film. I had like no desire to get up and leave, to look away, to pick my phone up, anything through it. And I really respect those types of films. I respect the Grand Budapest Hotel, and I recommend that for you to watch this week. and that's kind of it. That's kind of all I have on the everything for the weekend review side. I know this is going to go longer than normal, but it was just seemed to have a lot of stuff packed in there that I wanted to get out. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what you got to do. Like, subscribe, and share, and all that stuff. And I will see you Thursday for my Throwback Thursday item. And I will also be posting up my vlog from whenever I'm done with this juice fast that I'm on right now, which will end Wednesday night. And I finally get to eat something Thursday. So I should have, I'm thinking I should have that posted up, the vlog edited and stuff back up Thursday afternoon or something like that, along with the Throwback Thursday video. So other than that, I have nothing else to discuss. I don't think so. And I look forward to seeing you this Thursday. This has been another Isaiah's Reviews. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and share this to all your social sites. That helps get me to places I can't get to on my own, and I really do appreciate that, and I can't wait to see you again here on Isaiah's Reviews.